Long ago, on Halloween night, a masked killer roamed the desolate streets of a quiet Arizona suburb. His blade trembled in his hand as he hunted. The muffled breathing behind the latex clown mask was all that could be heard from him. His eyes raced from side to side as he watched countless children prance around in their colorful or spooky costumes, shouting with joy and excitement from the endless amounts of sugar they would soon devour. Continuing down the street, he spotted a teenage couple preparing to enter a treehouse in a backyard. Making his way towards them, the couple was already safe inside. It wouldn't be long before they'd make their exit, and this man had nothing but patience along with the urge to strike. As the couple made love in the tree, the silent figure leaned behind the tree in wait, taking the blade against the bark as he carved something that read, "Hide all you want. I will find you." As he finished his crude writing, a groan could be heard from above, implying that the male had finished. "Oh my God, that was amazing. I'm going to grab a beer. You want one?" he asked his lover before she smiled and nodded in approval. Slipping into his jeans, he blew her a kiss as he exited through the trapdoor in the floor of the wooden asylum. Silently whistling a tune, the man behind the tree reached out and clamped his hand fiercely around the young teen's throat and slammed his head against the rough bark. The teen struggled to break free before the bark was struck a second time from his skull. Blood sprayed against the killer's mask as he forced the boy to stop breathing and ended his life through a final slam. The limp figure fell free from the grip and collapsed into the grass. Glaring down at the young boy, he felt no remorse for what he did. A thump from above refocused his attention to the girl still inside. He took hold of the crude planks nailed into the tree used as a ladder and made his way inside. "Well, it took you long enough," she began to say as the creaking of the trapdoor echoed inside the small room. "Where's my—" She stopped suddenly as she turned over to see who was standing over her. She began to sob in fear as he exposed the blade. "I swear, I have no idea where she is," she began. You have to believe me. Please don't hurt me." Her cries of desperation had no effect on the killer as he made his way closer to her. She pushed herself away from him until she was in the far corner of the treehouse. Inching closer, the man sheathed the blade and reached down to help her up as if sympathizing with her. Her tears began to slow as she looked him in the eyes, believing that he would not harm her. She smiled a bit before the man let out a muffled exhale of breath and forcefully grabbed her throat. The rubber of the gloves was all she could feel before he pushed her against the wall and raised her higher. Exposing the blade once more, she struggled like her boyfriend did outside as he lightly pressed the razor-sharp tip against her soft flesh. Without any motion of the blade, her struggles created incisions against her belly. The thick crimson poured onto the floor as she slowly began to go numb. Growing weary, the man decided to end her life. He carried her to the window with his hand still clamped around her throat and tossed her out. As she fell, she felt like an angel slowly falling from heaven about to collide with the earth. The man glanced down as her lifeless body crashed beside her lover. Their hands now together a final time, he sat in the window and leaped down with much fury. The man stumbled off into the night in silence as children continued to roam the streets in hopes of collecting the most candy. This is not the end of this man's gruesome tale. His rampage will not stop. He will continue on until he finds her and fatally ends her life.